let's start marching. I'm just gonna set my timer. Start. This is my new American Indian Community House swag. If you haven't seen it yet, how do I change this? It's weird because these are also noise canceling. So besides the fact that it's weird to talk to myself, it's also weird to not hear anything outside of like my own voice now that is just in my head. Okay, step side to side. I'm still trying to figure out this phone. There we go. And arms in and out. Where's my timer? Yesterday I did the class from inside the motorhome, which actually worked out okay, but today it's nicer. It didn't rain again, so the ground isn't wet. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, and kick heels behind and arms up and down. I tried to manually turn up the volume on the mic in these, which I think it's maxed out. I just know that the quality is it sounds sort of like tinny or echoey, or not echoey, but like, I don't know, just like I'm on an old phone or something. Okay, just take it into a real nice, easy jog. You don't have to lift your feet that much. Just gonna adjust my chat box in case somebody types so I can see. There. And hopefully they stay in my ear the whole time. And start bringing your knees up. And switch it up so you're kicking your butt behind you. Okay, so we're just gonna do that little warm up. We're gonna do a circuit warm up again that we usually do, but I'm gonna throw a new one at you. So we're gonna do 30-second rounds for this part of the warm up. And the first one we're gonna do is our squat to stand. So touching your toes if you can, bringing the hips down. If you can do the overhead reach, go ahead and throw it in here. Hips up, stand up. There's a truck going by right now. I can actually also watch this later and listen, so I'll be able to hear what it sounds like to you all. Okay, we're gonna do our reverse lunge. So let's do 2 on one leg, 2 on the other. You can always hang on to something. I got my lawn chair here. My motorhome's right over there. Not my motorhome, my parents' motorhome. Got some new weights today. I got these water jugs that weigh about 10 pounds each, and this big old brick that's 20 pounds. Okay, let's go to our bear crawl. So hands and feet, taking a couple steps one way, turning around, going the other way. If the bear crawl is too much for you, you can do the dead bug, so laying on your back and just letting your legs come down one by one. You can put your arms in there too. So the new one, I actually do want you down on the ground, laying on your back. This is a half get up. So one knee up, one hand out, same side, straighten the other one. Sorry, opposite. So straight arm, straight leg on one side, bent knee, and you're gonna use this hand, sit up onto this elbow, sit up onto the hand, raise your hips, bring that knee under you, and just kind of half stand up here. It's a lot. So just give it a try and see if you can do it. And then to reverse, you put your hand back down, you flip that foot underneath you, and just slide down and roll down. So once again, straight arm, straight leg on one side, bent arm or bent leg, arm straight up, sitting up onto your elbow, sitting up onto your hand, raising your hips up. And you do that, you raise your hips up in order to make room to get this knee under you. And then you stand up, but like it's a half kneel. So try that on the other side. So you're gonna have straight leg, straight arm, one arm up, this knee bent. Push up onto your elbow, push up onto your hand, raise your hips up, get that knee under you, and then straighten your body out. Come down onto your hand, get that foot out in front of you again, drop your hips, elbow, roll down. So elbow, hand, hips up, knee under you, straighten your torso up. Down on your hand, get that foot out, hips down, roll down. All right. I will be curious to see what you all think of that one. Okay, grab a quick water. So we're gonna do more strength moves today. We're gonna do 5. I gotta turn this up because now I can barely hear my dinger. So first move is gonna be a goblet squat. So you can hold your weight in front of you. Just normal squat stance, just doing a regular squat. You can use your box if you need to sit on something. Second move is gonna be a single arm row. So you're gonna grab one weight, bend over. If you don't have anything to, you can hold your weight on something if you want, or you can just hold your hand on your knee, and we're just doing a single arm row. If your weights aren't heavy enough to really do anything for you single arm, then just do 2 arms at the same time with the lighter weights. Third move is gonna be single leg deadlift. So you're gonna hold your weight on the same side as your working leg. And you're just gonna go down and up. Soft bend in the knee. You're gonna think of pushing your butt to the wall behind you. If you're not using weight, that's fine. You can use your hands for balance. You can also hang on to something, whatever you need. And then we're gonna do a floor press. So we're gonna get down and do single arm if your weight is heavy enough. If not, just do double arm. And you're gonna just do a chest press. You can also do these with bands. If you have a band instead of weight, you can do the chest press that way standing. You can do the row with the band around your foot or tied to something. With a squat, you can put it around your legs, hold the band up here. Same with the deadlift, you can have it around your foot and hold it that way. Last move is gonna be a bird dog. So it's kind of the reverse of a dead bug. So we're gonna be on hands and knees and lifting opposite arm and opposite leg. An easier version of that is the dead bug. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Even easier is just legs. If either of those bother you, you can just go to your side plank from your knees, the easier version, or from your feet. So those are your options, and I'll repeat them, and then we're gonna do a little finisher at the end, but just a short, simple one. Okay, so we'll start with our goblet squat. So grab your weight that you're using to hold here. You can also put them on your shoulders if you don't have one heavy weight. And we're gonna get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So feet are about shoulder width apart, toes slightly turned out. Keep that weight as close to you as possible. As always, take a rest whenever you need. You don't have to stop when I stop. I'm gonna set this up here, maybe. About halfway there. You can use your box if you need. "13 seconds left. There goes another truck. 5 seconds, lots of hauling goes on up here. Then we're going to move to our one arm row. So if you have a heavy enough weight to challenge you, do one arm, keeping that elbow tight. If you don't, if you have lighter weights, use both of them at the same time. Elbows tight to the body. I'll tell you when we're halfway through so you can switch arms if you're doing single. Couple more seconds. Switch arms if you're doing single arm. So if you're doing single arm bent over like this, you are leaning on the leg that's in the front that is bent. And the back leg is making room for the rowing. 10 seconds left. And then we're going to go to our single leg deadlift. Okay, keep that heavy dumbbell. Keep it on the same side as the working leg. And you're just going down and up. You should be feeling this in the glutes and the hamstrings of this standing leg. You don't have to put your leg real up high. You don't have to bend down super low. Keep the back nice and flat. A couple more seconds and we'll switch sides. I'm losing my balance, so I'm going to hang on to something. Switch sides. If this is too much for you, you can also just do a reverse lunge or a step back. As long as we're just working one leg at a time right now. Keep that back nice and neutral. You're looking at a spot on the floor, on the ground about 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. 6 more seconds, we're going to go to our floor press. Single arm if you have a heavy enough weight. Okay, down to the floor. One arm. And you're just pressing up. Chest press. This is awkward, so I'm going to drop one. Actually, I'm going to do double because these are only about 10 pounds. So if you have lighter weights like these, just do both at the same time. I'll let you know when we're, this is still awkward with these chucks. Okay, halfway there. If you're single arm, switch to your other arm. If you don't have heavy enough weights to challenge yourself for this, you can also just do a push-up, which is a good way to make it harder. "13 seconds left. So you could just be doing a push-up, which I might switch to. And then after this, we're going to come up, do our bird dog. So you're going to flip over now on your hands and knees, lifting one opposite arm, opposite leg. So you could do left leg, right arm, down, switch. And then right leg, left arm, down, switch. And holding it for a pause at the top. So what we're working here is our entire core and our glutes on the side we're lifting and our back. Keep the belly button sucked in, protect that lower back. We don't want an arched back, we don't want a rounded back, nice neutral back. If this is too much, you can do the dead bug on your back, opposite arm, opposite leg, or just legs to make it easier. Just make sure you're protecting that back and it's flat on the ground. 10 seconds left, and then we're going to go back up to the top. All right, goblet squat. Grab your weight close to your chest or your dumbbells. If you're using 2, they're on your shoulders. Squatting down. This is round 2. I'm also hearing like a little bit of feedback from these earbuds, like a little bit of squealing happening, which I don't like. 33 seconds left. And it's hard to tell if I'm like talking loud enough. 25 seconds. You can use your box, your chair if you need to. If you can't get low to parallel. "10 seconds. then we're going to switch to our one arm row. I just got to change this. So you're bent over using your heavy dumbbells. Or if your weights are too light, you can use both at the same time. I'll let you know when we're halfway there. Oh, it's coming out. Okay, switch sides if you're doing single arm. Ten seconds left, and then we're going to go to our single leg deadlift. 5 seconds. Okay, dumbbell is down on the same side of the leg that you're working, lifting the other one to the back, bending over at the hips. Nice neutral spine. Or if you can't do this, you can just do your reverse lunge or a step back. Halfway there, switch arms and legs. Think of pushing your butt to the wall behind you when you bend over. That'll get that glute hamstring activated. 10 seconds left, and then we're going to go down for our floor press. All right, actually I might use this. Down on the ground for the chest press, or you could do a push-up. If you have a real heavy weight, you can do single arm. And I'll let you know when we get halfway. Take a rest whenever you need. Oh, the sun is in my eyes now. A few more seconds and we're halfway. Switch arms. If you're doing single arm, we're halfway there. I have to close my eyes for this. You can use a band for this if you have a band. You can also do a standing band press. 10 more seconds left. And then we're going to go to our bird dog. All right, flip over, hands and knees. Lift your left leg and your right arm. Hold for a pause and switch. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Feel those glutes activated when you lift that leg. Tuck the belly button in. So again, if that's too much, you can do the dead bug as a regression. Opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that back on the ground. Even less is just legs only. 23 seconds left, and then we're going to go back to the top. Takes a bit of balance. You can go as slow as you need. Okay, back to the top, round 3 with our goblet squat. Get that weight up to your chest, or if you're holding your dumbbells, they're up by your shoulders. And you can be sitting down to your chair or your box for this if you need. Thirty seconds left. Twelve seconds. They call it a goblet squat because you hold a dumbbell like a goblet, apparently. 2 seconds left. Going to our single arm row. Bent over, leaning on one leg, bent in the front, pulling back with one arm, elbows nice and tight to the body. Think of elbowing someone behind you. I'll let you know when we're halfway there. Think of squeezing those back muscles. You can also be leaning on a chair instead. Halfway there, switch arms if you're doing single arm. You can lean on a chair or your box or a couch. Suck that belly button in. Keep that lower back protected. After this, we're going to go to our single arm deadlift. So I'm starting with my right leg today, but you can start on whichever leg you want. So bending over, standing up. You can do this with no weight. You can also hang on to something the entire time. If you want to be here, always holding on to something, that's okay. That helps your balance. It doesn't really take away from the movement. Switch arms and legs if you're doing single, well, yeah, actually, we are only doing single arm here and single leg. Looking at a spot on the floor about 2 or 3 feet ahead of you to help keep your balance and to help keep your neck neutral. 5 seconds left, and then we're going to go down for our floor press. Okay, down on the ground. Try these guys again. Just doing a chest press with your dumbbells. You can do single arm if your weight's heavy enough. If not, use both weights. You can also do a push-up if you want to make it even harder. If your weights aren't heavy enough. I'm going to do this brick because it's heavier and it's not as awkward to lift. So if you're doing single arm, switch up. We're halfway there. The thing with this brick, though, is that it's sharp. So be careful. You need some gloves. 10 seconds left. And then we're going to go to our bird dog. 4 seconds. Okay, come on up. Flip over onto your hands and knees. And right arm, left leg. Pause, come down. Left arm, right leg. Pause, come down. And keep alternating. You can do your dead bug. If the bird dog is too much, you can do a dead bug with your arms or without your arms. If you do the dead bug without your arms, it's a little bit easier. "20 seconds left. "10 seconds. Okay, come on up, grab some water. We're going to do a little superset to finish off. So, actually, I should leave that there. We're going to do a farmer's walk superset with an X-band walk or like an abduction. So these are your options. For the farmer's carry, if you have something heavy, you're going to carry it in one hand and you're just going to walk. So however much space you have, even if it's only 10 feet, you're going to grab it on one side and just walk. Turn around and walk. So for me, I would keep walking way down here. Just walk back and forth. Try to hold as heavy as you can. Get that heavy bag, that suitcase, And then we're going to superset that with, if you have a band, put it around your thighs, and you're going to do the side step back and forth. If you don't have a band, your options are to get on the floor and do abduction this way. And then I'll let you know when we're halfway through and you'll switch sides. Or you can do it standing with a weight or without a weight. You can just abduct this way. Okay? So we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your heavy weight on one side for your farmer's carry and walk. If this weight feels too light, you can just do a side plank. You can get down, just do a side plank. That's what we're doing here, is we're working one side obliques, abs, basically. And then we're gonna switch when I tell you. So switch sides. So we do this farmer's carry because it's a lot like carrying our groceries when they're real heavy, from the car to the house to the apartment, whatever. But like I said, you can just do your side plank here the whole time, or from your knees if you don't have this option. A couple seconds, we're going to switch to our X-band walk. If you have the band, put it around your legs. Few steps one side, few steps on the other. Or you can do this standing. You don't need weight. You could just be doing this from the side. You can put some weight on, which I think I will do. And just do one leg for now if you're doing standing or laying down. Few seconds and we'll switch. Switch to the other side. If you're doing your X-band walk, just keep going. So working this part of the glutes is what really helps us stand up and not get us tired. A few seconds left and we're going to go back to our farmer's walk. Okay, grab that heavy weight on one side or get down for your side plank and you're walking. Even if you only have 10 feet, 6 feet, you could still do this. Couple steps one way, turn around, a couple steps the other way. We're working this side. This is where the heavy bag would come in real handy. Okay, switch sides. If you're doing your side plank, switch sides for your side plank. About 10 more seconds left, and we're going to go back to our X-band walk or standing or laying abduction. 4 seconds. All right, so put your band around and do your side steps if you have it. If not, just do one leg standing out to the side or laying down. You don't need to use a weight for this at all. So this, you want to think of, you don't want to point your toe, you want to kind of flex your foot, keep that toe almost pointed down. Okay, switch sides. Good thing the mosquitoes aren't out yet, knock on wood. After this, we're going to do one last round, farmer's carry, X-band walk. 10 seconds left. 5. Whew. So if you're standing, you're still feeling it on the standing leg, even though you're working the other leg. Okay, grab your heavy weight on one side and last farmer's walk. I wonder what range these have. I'll talk way back here and see if you can still hear me. I would use the brick for this, but it's too awkward. Actually, I have 2 bricks this side. I'm going to try to get my dad to get me a strap so I can strap them together. 5 more seconds and we're going to switch sides. The other thing this is good for is grip. If you have the heavy weight, that's once you start lifting heavy and your body gets stronger, usually your forearms are late to catch up to the party. So doing these will help with your grip. Couple more seconds left. Okay, back to our X band walk. So you're either doing your band walk side to side, or you're standing or laying and doing this leg lift, abduction, working the gluteus medius and thumb minimus. Toes pointed, toes not pointed, sorry, but sort of facing down. Heel is flexed. Switch sides. You can even almost think of lifting your leg just like an inch behind you, but mostly to the side. That'll help. Speak of the devil, there's a mosquito. Whew. 12 seconds left. Five seconds. Okay, we're done with that. So let's do some stretches, nice and easy. Start with your shoulder, arm across your chest, stretching the shoulder, using the opposite arm to pull that arm towards you. I am going to play with these settings now to see what it sounds like if I don't use these. So bear with me. Turn Bluetooth. Disconnected. Okay. I should be default microphone now. So Jen heard me no problem. Okay, good. Well, this is what it sounds like. Oh man, I knew it. I shouldn't have mentioned mosquitoes because now they're out and they're trying to bite me. I got to spray next time. All right, one arm up. Now I can talk like a normal person. What a strange feeling having those noise canceling headphones in. Okay, tricep stretch, bringing that arm behind you. Belly button in, ribs down. Switch arms. The neighbors are probably like, what's going on? Oh, unless there, that actually might be a deer in the backyard. Like I hear a noise. Palms out away from you, bringing those fingertips to the ceiling, to the sky, pushing your heels of your hands away from you, bringing your arm very slightly behind you if you can. Okay. This. Let's do a hamstring stretch. So split stance, one leg behind the other, leaning on your bent leg, bent over, nice flat back, chest coming down towards the ground. Feeling the stretch in the back of the straight leg. Keep a soft bend in that straight leg though. There goes another truck. That's what it sounds like without the headphones. Okay, switch legs. I'm more paranoid about mosquitoes now. Mosquitoes love me. They will find me no matter what, no matter where, and they will eat me alive. I'm not allergic to anything, but when I get bit by mosquitoes, they get huge. So I have to be really careful. They get really itchy. All right, let's do a quad stretch. Standing, one leg behind you. Bringing the heel towards the butt. Belly button in, ribs down. Switch legs.
Okay, let's do a glute stretch. So I'm gonna do mine on the ground. You can do yours seated in the chair if you want this way. That lawn chair just isn't very good to stretch on. So I'm gonna lay down, cross one ankle over the thigh, push this knee away from you, pull this leg towards you with your hands. So if you're sitting, you can be doing this pretty much same thing. You can maybe show it with this. It's a little soft, but oh yeah, it should be okay. So if you're sitting, it's a little low for me and my inflexible hips. Pushing this knee away from you, ankle crossed here, and just bringing your chest towards your leg. Got like birds singing for music in the background today. Let's do a hip flexor stretch. So one knee down, one foot up, leaning forward into that leg. You can hold yourself up with something, or you can put your hands down on the ground. See if it's quiet like this. I think it's fine, but I just wonder what it's like when that truck rolls by. Switch legs. I prefer this, so hopefully this sounds okay because it's such a strange thing having noise canceling. It's like just wearing earplugs, I can't really hear anything because I have nothing, no speaker coming in. So that's good. We're done for today.